morning all. So in the last class we have seen the different classification of the DC machines, okay? And we have seen already the EMF equation and the voltage equations of various types of machines, okay? So today we will solve few examples on the DC machines, DC generators, then we will move to DC motors, okay, in the forthcoming classes. So let us consider example 1. I will read the statement of the example, and meanwhile I will be writing down the given things. We will keep one part of the board for given things. So example number 1 goes like this. A 4-pole 1500 RPM DC generator has lap connected armature. A 4-pole 1500 RPM DC generator has lap connected armature having 32 slots with 10 conductors per slot. If flux per pole is 0.06 Webers, calculate the EMF in armature. What would be the EMF if armature is wave connected? So first we'll write the given things. A 4-pole 1500 RPM DC generator. So number of poles is equals to 4. Speed is 1500 RPM. Okay. Has lap wound armature. So first case it is lap wound. Has lap wound armature with 32 slots and conductor per slot is 10. If flux per pole is 0.06 Webers, phi is 0.06 Webers. Calculate EMF in armature. So that is, I need to find out what is EA. Okay. What is EA for lap wound, and similarly what is EA, second case, what is EA for wave wound. Okay, what is EA for lap connection and what is EA for wave connection. So the expression for induced EMF, that is EMF equation. EMF equation of DC generator is EA is equals to phi Zn by 60 into P by E. Okay. So in this expression, phi is known 0.06 Webers, N is known 1500 RPM, P number of poles equal to 4, A once it is lap wound it will be equal to P, once it is wave wound it will be equal to 2. Okay. So lap wound here A is equals to P and wave wound here A is equals to 2. Okay. And conductors are not mentioned directly, so I have number of slots and I have number of conductors per slot. Therefore Z is equals to, okay, number of slots multiplied by conductors per slot. That is 32 multiplied by 10, I get 320. So number of conductors are 320. Okay. Substitute all the values. First case lap connection. Here A is equals to P. Okay. Therefore EA is equals to phi Zn by 60 into 1. A is equal to P, that ratio will become P by A becomes 1 equals to 0.06 into 320 into 1500 RPM divided by 60. So this comes out to be 480 volts. EA is 480 volts. Now second case, wave winding. everything remains same. Only the connection of armature to be considered is wave. So wave connection here A is equals to 2. Therefore, EA is equals to, I will directly substitute 0.06 into 320 into 1500 divided by 60 into P is 4 divided by A is 2. So this EA will be is equals to 480 multiplied by 2. It will be double. Okay, because 4 by 2 is 2. So into 2, 960 volts. 960 volts. Okay, so this is how to substitute for the solution. Okay, so we'll move to next example. Next example. The induced EMF in a DC generator running at 1500 RPM is 600 volts. The induced EMF in a DC generator running at 1500 RPM is 600 volts. Okay. First bit, calculate EMF induced when it runs at 1200 RPM with same flux. Calculate the EMF induced or generated when it runs at 1200 RPM with same flux. Second, find the percentage increase in flux if generated voltage at 1200 RPM is 700 volts. Okay. So first we'll look at it is the induced EMF in a DC generator running at 500 RPM. Okay. So N is 1500 RPM and EA is 600 volts. This is the first data given. Okay. Then it is directly asked to calculate EMF. What is EA when speed is 1200 RPM. When speed is 1200 RPM. Okay. With same flux. Okay. Then second case, what is flux? Percentage flux increased if EA is 700 volts at speed 1200 RPM. With respect to this given data we are talking. Okay. Now what I will do is, first case I will take into this solution. Let I will take N1 is equals to 1500 RPM. N1 I will take 1500 RPM as N1 first speed, and EA1 is equals to 600 volts. EA1 is equals to 600 volts. Then I want EA2 at N2 is equals to 1200 RPM. EA2 at N2 is equals to 1200 RPM. So this is what we need to find in point number 1. So first we'll write the EMF equation. EA is equals to phi Zn by 60 into P by A. Okay. So in the yesterday's class we already have seen that for a given machine, number of conductors remain constant, poles, parallel paths 60, all will remain constant. So here for any machine, for any DC machine, Z, P, A and 60 are constant. Therefore, my EA is proportional to phi into N. Therefore, my EA is proportional to phi into N. But in the statement it is given that even when the speed has changed from 1500 rpm to 1200 rpm, the flux is remaining constant. So therefore in this case, my flux is remaining constant. My flux is remaining constant. Here or I can write EA1 is proportional to phi 1 into N1 and EA2 is proportional to phi 2 into N2. EA1 is proportional to phi 1 into N1, EA2 is proportional to phi 2 into N2. So therefore, here given that flux remains constant, that is phi 1 is equals to phi 2. Flux remains constant. Therefore, E1 is proportional to N1 and E2 is proportional to N2, or I will remove this proportionality constant. E1 is equals to K into N1, E2 is equals to K into N2. The same constant will remain because flux is same, number of poles are same, parallel paths are same, conductors are same, 60 is same. So therefore, E1 equal to K into N1, E2 equal to K into N2. Now, taking the ratio, E2 by E1 is equals to Kn2 by Kn1. This implies K will cancel. E2 by E1 is equals to N2 by N1. And please note, it is not the transformation ratio of the transformer. It has got nothing to do with E2 by E1 equal to N2 by N1 of transformer. Okay? Now, I know what is E1, 600 volts. I know what is N2, 1200, N1, 1500. I can calculate what is E2. Therefore, E2 is equals to E1 into N2 by N1. So it is evident that the second speed is less than the first speed. Therefore, the induced EMF should be less than the first value, that is 600 volts. So E2 will be lesser than 600 volts. So that is 600 into 1200 divided by 1500. It is 480 volts. Okay. It is 480 volts. Okay. So E1 is 600, E2 is 480. Because I am keeping the flux same but reducing the speed, therefore my induced EMF will decrease. Okay, that is the reason. Now in the second case, what is happening is I am reducing the speed but I want an increased EMF. Case number 2, you can observe what is the percentage increase in the flux. It is been asked to find what is the percentage increase in the flux. Okay, if the voltage is 700 volts. Now the induced EMF is 600 volts at 1500 RPM. But the induced EMF is 700 volts at 1200 RPM. So what does it mean is, in the second we'll look into this. So second case, in second case, here again EA1 is 600 volts, N1 is 1500 RPM. Okay, EA2 is 700 volts and N2 is 1200 RPM. Now I cannot take EA2 by EA1 equal to N2 by N1 because it is not possible, because the flux is not same. So here I have phi 1 and here I have phi 2. Now observe here, the speed has reduced but the voltage has increased. My EA is equals to keeping everything constant. Okay. Now my EA is proportional to phi into N. A is proportional to phi into N. Now EA1, okay, EA1 is proportional to phi 1 into N1. EA2 is proportional to phi 2 into N2. Now what has happened? N2 is reduced, EA2 is increased. Definitely my phi 2 has to increase. That is the reason. Why it is asked to find out what is the percentage increase is this reason. Okay. So now I have to find out what is the value of phi 2. Okay. Percentage change in phi 2 I need to find out. Or percentage increase in phi 2 I need to find out. So I can write it here. EA1 proportional to phi 1 into N1. Sorry. EA2 proportional to phi 2 into N2. Now let us take EA2 is equals to K phi 2 into N2. EA1 is equals to K phi 1 into N1. Okay. So now taking ratio, take ratio, or I will equate to phi 1 and phi 2 because I want the ratio of phi 1 and phi 2. Therefore phi 2 is equals to, I can write EA2 by K into N2. Phi 1 is equals to EA1 by K into N1. Taking ratio, phi 2 to phi 1, that is phi 2 by phi 1 is equals to EA2 by K into N2 divided by EA1 by K into N1. K will cancel, okay, and this will be equals to EA2 by N2 into N1 by EA1. Okay. Now this will be phi 2 by phi 1 is equals to 700 by 1200 into 1500 by 600. Okay. So this will come out to be 1.45, 1.46. You can take 1.458. We have 1.46. Okay. So what does this mean is phi 2 is equals to 1.4651. That is percentage increase in flux is 46%. Okay. How 46%? Simple. Okay. So phi 2 is phi 2 minus phi 1. This is 1.4651 minus phi 1. This is 0.4651. So what does this mean? There is 46% increase in the flux. 46% increase in the flux to be required to generate an voltage of 700 volts even when the speed is decreased to 1200 rpm. That is the meaning of the solution. Okay. Next example. We'll move to next one. Third example. A 4-pole wave connected generator. A 4-pole wave connected generator has 50 slots with 25 conductors per slot. A 4-pole wave connected generator has 50 slots with 25 conductors per slot. The total flux is 0.04 Webers in the machine. Note down, the total flux is 0.04 Webers in the machine. What is the speed of armature to generate 240 volts? What is the speed of armature to generate 240 volts? What is, next point, what is generated EMF if winding is lap connected? What is the generated EMF if winding is lap connected and armature speed is increased by 20%? What is the generated EMF if winding is lap connected and armature speed is increased by 20%? So, number of poles are 4. It is a 4-pole. A 4-pole wave connected generator. First case is wave connected. Wave connected generator, here A is equals to 2. Generator has got 50 slots, okay, with 25 conductors per slot. Okay. The total flux in the machine phi t is nothing but my P phi is 0.04 Webers. Number of poles are P, total flux is P phi. Okay. Now what is the speed of generator for EA is equals to 240 volts. This is first case. Second case, okay, what is generated EMF if lap connected, that is A equals to P, lap connected, and armature speed is increased by 20%. Now speed is increased by 20%, that is N2 is equals to 1.2 N1. Let us take this as here N1. Okay, that is N. Now this I need to find out. Okay. Again the same EMF equation. EA is equals to phi Z N by 60 into P by A. Now P phi is equals to 0.04. Therefore phi is equals to 0.04 by P, that is 0.04 by 4, 0.01 Webers. It is mentioned, it is the total flux in the machine. So total flux is all the flux produced by each pole. So phi is 0.01 Webers. What is Z? 50 slots multiplied by 25 conductors per slot. Okay. It is 1250. Total number of conductors are 1250. Okay. So first case, wave connected. Wave connected, A is equals to P. Therefore EA is equals to, okay, EA is equals to phi Z N by 60 into 1 by, or into 1, sorry, into 1, and this is equals to 240 volts. It is given, EMF is given, I need to find the speed here. Therefore N1 is equals to 240 into 60 divided by 5 into Z. That is 240 into 60 divided by 0.01 into 1250. So this comes out to be 1152 RPM. N1 is 1152 RPM. Now in the second case, what is mentioned is N2 is 1.2 times N1 because the speed is increased by 20%. Whatever the previous speed we got, that is been increased by 20%, and lap connected. That is A is equal, sorry. Here I made a mistake. Please excuse me for that. A is equals to 2. A is equals to 2. Okay. So 4 by 2. It is 2. In the denominator I will get 240 into 60 divided by 5 Z into 2. So my speed is divided by 2. 576 RPM. 576. I am extremely sorry for this. Okay. Just in a flow I made a mistake. Okay. So please excuse me for that. Okay. For wave connection, number of parallel paths are always equal to 2. So it will be 4 by 2. Okay. So now it will be correct. Yeah. Now A is equals to P here. Okay. Now in lap connected, A is equals to P, N2 is 1.2 times N1. So therefore what is N2? Now N2 is 1.2 times 576 RPM. 20% more. It is 691.2. 691.2. Now therefore EA2 is equals to, okay, phi is same, it is not changing, Z is same, not changing, N2 divided by 60 into P by A. So that is phi is 0.01 into 1250 into 691.2 divided by 60 into 1. Okay, so for lab A is equals to P, and this is the induced EMF. So it is 144 volts. The new induced EMF is 144 volts. Okay. So this is about the solution of third example. Okay. So we will move to next example, example number 4. Example 4, it goes like this. A shunt generator has a no load EMF generated of 170 volts, and when it's loaded the terminal voltage is 150 volts. A shunt generator has a no load EMF generated is of 170 volts, and when it's loaded the terminal voltage is 150 volts. The armature and field resistances are 0.25 ohms and 0.110 ohms respectively. The armature and field resistances are 0.25 ohms and 110 ohms respectively. Find the load current if brush contact drop and armature reaction drop are 2% and 2.5% of terminal voltage respectively. Find the load current if brush contact drop and armature reaction drop are 2% and 2.5% of terminal voltage respectively. Okay. So I have a shunt generator. A shunt generator has no load EMF of 170 volts. Now first, whenever one thing you should remember, whenever a type of generator is mentioned, okay, and where we have to use the voltage equations for calculation, it is always better to draw the circuit diagram, because once you draw the circuit diagram and put the given parameters in place, the clarity what you get about the problem statement is much better, or else you will be simply thinking what is given. Once you write the circuit diagram, draw the circuit diagram and place all the given things there, it will be very easy for you to get to the solution. Immediately you will get to know what has to be done to reach to the solution. Okay. So a shunt generator has a no load EMF. So first I will draw a shunt generator. It has got the terminal. Okay. It has got a no load EMF EA, terminal voltage VE. This is the armature current IA, shunt field current ISH, load current IL. So it has got RA, it has got RSH. Okay. So now EA is 170 volts, RA is 0.25 ohms, RSH is 110 ohms, V is 150 volts. So these are the given things. Okay. So EA is 170 volts, V is 150 volts, RA 0.25 ohms, RSH 110 ohms, brush contact drop, okay, 0.02 into V, it is 2% of terminal voltage, low terminal voltage, and armature reaction drop is 0.025 V. It is 2.5% of terminal voltage. So these are the given things. Okay, these are the given things. Now what I need to find is, I need to find the load current IL and armature current. Okay, so I need to find out what is IL, okay, and what is IA. What is IL and what is IA? Okay. Now, what is ISH? ISH I can write it as V divided by RSH. So it is 150 divided by 110. .36 amps. 1.36 amperes. Now we will use the voltage equation for the solution. Okay, I will use the voltage equation. I will use the voltage equation. What is voltage equation? V is equals to EA minus IARA minus brush contact drop minus armature reaction drop, or EA is equals to V plus IARA plus brush contact drop plus armature reaction drop. So brush contact drop is equals to 0.02 into V, that is 0.02 into 150, 2% of 150. Okay, that will be around 3 volts. And armature reaction drop 0.025 into V. It is not volts into V. So 0.025 into 150. Okay. It is 3.75. Okay. Now this we got. From this equation I can write, from voltage equation we write IA is equals to, okay, from voltage equation I can write IA is equals to, or IARA is equals to, take everything to the other side, EA minus V minus BCD minus ARD. Okay, and IA is equals to EA minus V minus BCD minus ARD divided by RA. Now substitute. All values we know. 170 minus 150 minus 3 minus 3.75 divided by 0.25. It is 53 amperes. Okay. My IA is around 53 amperes. You can observe IA is the total current coming out of the armature. Part of that current is going to shunt field, remaining is going to the load. Therefore, IA is equals to, or we have IA is equals to IL plus ISH. Therefore, IL is equals to IA minus ISH. That is 53 minus 1.36. The load current IL is 51.64 amperes. 51.64 amperes. Okay. So this is how we should go ahead to find the solution. So when the numerical statement is received, if the type of generator is mentioned, the type of machine is mentioned, please first write the circuit diagram. Once you draw the circuit diagram, automatically you will get to know what are the things given, what are the things to be calculated. Okay, so we'll end this session here with this example. In next session I will solve few more examples, then we'll move to the DC motors. Thank you.